Terry Madison here again. All I see on social media is AI generated videos, AI generated commercials, people with butt implants and
Filters, and
filters and
it's hard to know
face
what's
app.
real and what's
And
fake.
exactly, it's amazing how devoid of reality social media is.
Remember, we were watching the video on the hurricane, and you're like, wait, is that real or fake? We couldn't even tell which ones were real and which ones were fake. And this is a national disaster.
It's so interesting with that video because there was components of real, and then there was clearly something that was from a movie
Yeah.
thrown in, and then something back to real again. So if you weren't really paying attention, you would have been like, oh my God, there was a wave that was the size of the Empire
Apartment
State
building.
Building.
Okay.
And you're like, wait a second, that isn't what happened. But the world is so sensationalized, and nothing grabs your attention like a 16-foot octopus, like it's not it's not real. And so the real has lost its value, it appears. But has it? And that's where the lies of social media really destroy reality. People see themselves and they compare themselves to the things that they see on TV.
Their favorite influencer.
Their favorite influence. We were watching, she sent me this video a couple of days ago, and it was like a girl who was doing like a workout
Modeling
photo shoot. And she's selling pants. And there was these butt implants. They were like this
pieces
big.
Of foam.
Pieces of foam that they shoved into her pants. And before, she had a pretty flat bum. And then all of a sudden, she had this gigantic butt with this tiny, skinny waist girl. And you're like, of course you don't get to see that. But that commercial sells those pants. And then when people put their pants on and they're like,
my butt doesn't look like
my
that.
butt doesn't look like that. The pants don't look as good on me as they did on the model. And so then we come into this game of comparison. And the game of comparison is the game that you always lose. It doesn't matter how you play the game, eventually you lose, because you're comparing your real versus some fake that's out there. Even if you were comparing to somebody who was real, you're comparing to a supermodel whose life
appears to
be their appearance. You're comparing yourself to the athlete, the movie star, the business owner, the whatever.
But everything on social media is curated so
Exactly.
that you only see a slice of their reality, right? And that's why Victoria and I are so passionate about sharing the shitty stuff too.
And I mean, you're also going to see me. Like, you're going to see me. Like, I washed my face. I drew my lines on my eyes, like Madison said. I put on an outfit. I didn't climb out of bed like I do, like looking like the slime monster, Like when I wake up, I don't look like this.
It's pretty close.
And there's, I can stand with the right pose and I look better than if I stand like this. And that's just the way it is. You want to be as real as possible, but obviously you want to present the best version of yourself, the best real version of yourself. And so this game of comparison play, it's just a way of ruining your life.
Yeah.
This way of looking at what happens on social media is it's a game that you are bound to lose.
Yeah.
I remember when it was Facebook, before it was Instagram, and people would show their happy families on vacation. What you didn't see was all the stuff that happened before that picture and all the stuff that happened after that picture. how they were fighting, how the kids vomited on the plane, how the babies was screaming on the plane and everyone around them was complaining, how they fought the night before, all of the messiness. They got that stomach bug where they have to poop everywhere. Point being that you got to see a very curated version. It's gotten so much worse now. Not only are you getting the curated version, now you're getting the entirely fake version.
Another thing that I just thought of that happens a lot too with social media is you might be comparing your step 2 to someone else's step 37
or 370.
Exactly, right? And when I used to compete in bikini and fitness and all that stuff, and I'd be following the IFBB pro girls, and I hadn't even competed yet, and I was like, well, I don't look like that yet. Should I even go on stage? And then it creates doubt, and doubt is a dream killer.
Doubt can ruin so many things. Your self-worth, your relationships, your value that you have in yourself and that you want to improve upon. If you always doubt yourself, you're not going to want to keep pushing. You're not going to want to keep on keeping on, as they say. So the real versus the fake. We live in a world where the fake is celebrated and the real is vilified. We are messy. We actually joked last week that our relationship is just a little bit messy, and I kind of like it. I like that we like to go out and have fun and
be shit shows.
And be shit shows once in a while. Like
I thought you were going to tell them how I always tell you how you always have food on your face. She's the messiest.
I'm the messiest eater. And I mean, you're not going to see videos of me eating a peanut butter sandwich.
There's always peanut butter all over her face.
Anyways, like, real is messy, but that's where joy is found. Nobody finds joy in the fakeness. If you use that, I remember when I first started transitioning, I used to use this thing, the Face App thing. And the first time I posted, I was like, oh, that's what I could look like. And then I started feeling like shit. I was like, oh, now everyone's expectation is that I look like that, but I don't look like that.
Did it look like you now?
No, it didn't.
No.
Interestingly enough, it was different. When I pre-transition, I would be like, wow, if I could only look like that, but that wasn't real. And I remember looking and using those apps for a little while, and then I just started feeling worse and worse about myself, because I knew the only person you can't lie to is yourself. You can lie to a lot of people. You can even try to lie to yourself, but eventually
you'll know.
Mm-hmm. And that's the worst part of it, right? You get to lie to yourself until you can't lie to yourself anymore.
So for people struggling with this, that are stuck in the comparison game, what are some things that you recommend that they can do to help them out of it? My first thought is like a social media cleanse.
Social media cleanse. Yeah. It's a very good idea. I also say, like, be around people who are real.
Yeah.
Follow pages that talk about real life, and stop following the models.
The people that make you feel like shit.
Stop following the people that make you feel bad about yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's what it's there for.
Yeah.
Those people aren't there for you. They don't even know who they are.
Yeah, exactly.
And, they talk about how, you always hear about how models have these such incredibly high standards, and how could a model not think that she's beautiful? But she is being nitpicked and broken apart and compared incessantly to somebody else. And it's a game that even the prettiest girl in the whole world.
Well, I'll tell you this. When I used to model and be in the best shape of my entire life, when I would do fitness competitions, I was never more insecure.
So there you go.
Yeah.
It isn't in that, because even though you knew you were real and you were looking at other people, it was other people comparing, other people doing these things to you, this external noise that just makes you feel like shit about yourself. And stay in the real world, live here with us, there is no real better place and no place that is better for your mental health really than that. So with that being said, we love real life.
Yeah.
It is so much more joyful and so much more fulfilling.
Yeah.
And it is a place where we get to be in peace, and you don't have to play that comparison game anymore. And I mean, sometimes I still compare like eggs to peanut butter to this to that.
You're
but
dumb.
anyways, so with that, love you all.